This is a regular meeting of the Township of Washington. In accordance with requirements of the New Jersey statutes regarding open public meetings, notice of this meeting was legally advertised in the Courier Post and the South Jersey Times and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Fire exits are located through the double doors on your right and your left. Please silence all mobile devices. This meeting is being videotaped. Anyone who does not wish to be seen on television may be excused. This will be shown on Channel 9 and on Verizon Channel 36 every week, Sunday at 9 p.m., Wednesday at 7 p.m., Friday at 10 p.m., and Saturday at 10 p.m., and will continue until the next meeting. Under no circumstances shall anyone be permitted to approach the dais during the public meeting, unless allowed by council president or a presiding officer. Anyone approaching the dais during the course of the public meeting will be subject to arrest and prosecution. Flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mr. Nato?
Here.
Mr. Longfellow?
Here.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Here.
Mr. Perry?
Here.
Mr. Fazio?
He's been excused.
Mayor Gattinelli?
Here.
Mr. Platt?
Present.
Mr. Gonter?
Here.
Please note that Ms. Pasqualone is connected into our meeting by phone.
Okay, we'll start the meeting with the mayoral proclamations and certificates. First, the Battle of the Badges.
May I have Gary Smith and Jeff Denoto come to the podium, please. These two gentlemen here were a big force in our Battle of the Badges. I just want to congratulate them for outstanding leadership. Gary, thank you. Jeff, thank you. If it wasn't for them, we never would have been able to put together our Battle of the Badges. They came to us quite a few months ago. They had heard something in reference to this fun event. You know, get everybody out there for a good cause. At this point, you know, with the Red Cross and knowing what it is to give blood and how many people you can touch, I'm sure any one of us can say that someone in our family, friend, extended family, have experienced this in their own lifetime. For myself, it was the first time that I gave blood, and it felt really good to be there and know that I'm doing it for a reason, because myself, I had experienced just more recently a family member that needed blood. So for me, it had more of a significance to it. But if it wasn't for these two bringing it to our table, leading us through this whole process, we wouldn't have been able to touch as many lives as we had and had as many people come out. So I want to congratulate you and thank you for everything that you have done. Gary, this is for outstanding leadership and commitment to the excellence in Washington Township. Thank you very much. And Jeff Denoto as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Just want to take a moment. I want to thank the mayor for allowing us to do this drive. It was a very successful drive. I want to thank Chief Kursick, Police Department, Chief Douglas, the Fire Department. I want to thank the Knights of Columbus for coming out volunteering, the Red Cross, and everybody else that made this a success. I just want to say I received an email from the Red Cross yesterday that it was the most successful blood drive in the country for Battle of the Badges, so that's something we can hang our hat on, and I'll send you guys the link to that and everything else. So, yeah, and the residents, yeah. Everybody that came out said that was the business. Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next we have Eagle Scout Gardner Donovan Kern.
This is a proclamation, Eagle Scout Court of Honor. The mayor of Washington Township, and members of the Township Council wish to recognize Gardner Donovan Kern, Scout Troop 57, for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. The first Eagle Scout rank was awarded in September 1912, and Gardner has completed 5 years of Cub Scouts along with 5 years of Boy Scouts and has held many troop positions such as troop historian, quartermaster, assistant patrol leader, and senior patrol leader. To earn the designation of Eagle Scout, the candidate must complete and pass rigid requirements that include earning a total of 21 merit badges. In order to attain the rank of Eagle Scout, Gardner had to plan and oversee a community service project to help the world in a better way. He chose to extend the All Veterans Memorial Park wall, which displays memorial plaques of fallen soldiers. He supervised fellow scouts, friends, and family for the project. They added 490 bricks, 18 bags of cement, 19 cinder blocks, and offered 304 volunteer hours over 3 Saturdays. There is currently enough room for 42 more memorial plaques. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and members of Township Council of Washington Township, Gardner Donovan Kern be recognized as a leader within our community and congratulated for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout on June 3rd, upcoming 2018. That I, Mayor, and members of Township Council of Washington Township do hereby declare this proclamation to be an official document authorized by the Township Council and presented to Gardner Donovan Kern on this 23rd day of May 2018. Congratulations.
Next, we have Employee of the Month, Michael Longfellow.
And your family. Any more Longfellow? All right. There we go. See, there's another one. How are you? Congratulations. So I'm just going to read a little something in reference to Michael Longfellow, is a detective with our Washington Township Bureau. On February 24th, 2018, Detective Michael Longfellow was investigating a death that had occurred on State Highway 42. It was reported that the body of the female was found in the parking lot of the Golden Luck Motel. It appeared the female had been struck by a vehicle which then fled the scene. A vehicle part was located at the scene and appeared to have been dislodged from the striking vehicle as a result of the crash. Detective Longfellow began checking the area businesses for surveillance footage to help aid in his investigation. Through surveillance footage, it was determined that the striking vehicle may have fled into a development not too far from that scene. Detective Longfellow began the tedious task of searching through the development when he located a vehicle matching the description of the vehicle part that was located at the scene. Upon further inspection, it was found that the part found at the scene was also the part that was missing from this vehicle, and the damage on the vehicle was consistent with the damage expected from the crash. Detective Longfellow approached the residence and spoke with the homeowner and was able to determine that he was the driver from the hit-and-run fatal crash. Detective Longfellow brought the driver back to the police headquarters and conducted an interview with this, which led him charging the driver with death by auto, endangering an injured victim, and leaving the scene of a fatal crash. And this is why we are now honoring Detective Longfellow, Employee of the Month, through Washington Township.
safety.
Next, we have a presentation for the winners of the safety poster. Chief Gersick will be presenting the awards.
All right, so I'm going to ask all the representation from each of the schools. So from TJ, Bells, Birches, Wedgwood, Herfield, and Whitman. Can I have all the students come up here, please? Thank you. I'm going to ask you to say your name and what school you're from, okay? All right, what is your name?
Julia
Okay, last name.
Hegman.
Oh, and what school are you from?
Bells.
Bells. This is Chief Gersick, and he's awarding you for the safety poster. What a beautiful safety poster. Okay, and your name?
Chia.
Lucia. What's your last name?
Nissan.
And what school are you from?
Herdville.
Herfield. Beautiful. This is Chief Gersick, and you can stand by your poster. Hi. And your name?
Ava.
Last name?
Powers.
Okay. What school?
Wedgwood.
Wedgwood. My goodness. And what's your name?
Khalil.
Last name?
McPherson.
Okay. And what's school?
Birches.
All right. Great one for you. That's Chief Gersick. And your name?
Kisam.
You know what? Say it.
Chisam.
Kisam. And last name?
Zadichi.
And school?
TJ.
Okay. This is Chief Gersick, and you can stand by your poster. Congratulations. And your name?
Angelina.
And last name?
Califanson.
And what school are you from?
Whitman.
Whitman. Okay. Chief Gersick, congratulations. There you go.
Just came up just now.
Okay. These are all our students. Chief Gersick actually had a little program, and he wanted to see if the students can get together and just draw some posters for us for safety, making us aware of what we need to be aware of out there, especially this time of year. We're coming into the summer months, and we want to make sure that everybody's safe out there. So these students were the chosen posters from the award, and they're being awarded their trophies here tonight. So we just want to thank everyone for coming out. And are there any teachers here that want to come up and take a quick picture with us? Yes, thank you. You have one more. Hold on one second. Congratulations.
Recess.
Sir?
Recess.
No, sir, not yet. We got one more. We have one more presentation, sir.
So we just have one more presentation. It's going to be a proclamation.
Mayor? 10 seconds.
Okay. All right. You ready? One more.
1 second, Mayor.
Oh, I am.
Ready, man?
I would like to present this proclamation to heroism and valor to one of our own. On the morning of April 9th, just driving into work, what we normally do. Uneventful for the most part. And we've all experienced this before. You just never know, in a moment's time, what can and will happen. So on the morning of April 9th, this person was driving into work, a very important person and part of our administration, I may add, driving into work and saw something that, most of us, we may or may not pay attention to. But you see a spark underneath a car. You think, okay, well, what's going to happen at this point? Something may or may not happen. But with his thought process, turned around, pulled over the side of the road, pulled this person over, asked them to get out, did have the lights on because he is part of our OEM, which is Office of Emergency Management. He put his flashers on, asked the woman to come out of her car. He had mentioned to her that there was a spark underneath. Within seconds, he called 911, had her outside the car, and the car engulfed in flame. We wanted to present this proclamation to this hero in our eyes, and I'm sure in yours as well, for heroism and valor. I'm going to have to put my glasses on to read it. I apologize. Jason Gonter, our business administrator for Washington Township and senior deputy OEM coordinator, will forever be a guardian angel in the eyes of one Medford resident. And while in a day, which began as any other day, a woman was driving through Washington Township, and the woman's car began sparking, Jason noticed this and had her get out of the car right before the car went up into flames. The greatest service a person can perform is unselfish dedication to the well-being of others. Jason Gonter quickly and calmly dialed 911 when the emergency medical services, police, and fire arrived. The woman was doing very well and was safe. It is timely and appropriate that the Washington Township governing body pause and take note of Jason Gonter's act of heroism to help an individual he had never met. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and Township Council of the Township of Washington that it hereby recognizes Jason Gonter's quick thinking, collectiveness of thought, and compassion for others, which were carried out in such a heroic manner, ultimately saving the life of this woman. And I want to present you with this today.
The police department would like to present Jason with a police department meritorious service award. It states the criteria issuance of this award to recognize a law enforcement officer or a civilian for a highly unusual accomplishment under adverse conditions with some degree of hazard to life and or limb to the nominee, and where death or injury to a third party is prevented by his actions. Congratulations.
And of course, from the fire department, on behalf of all the dedicated men and women of the fire department and on behalf of the Board of Fire Commissioners, we want to present to you with this rare, because we don't give out community awards often, but it is well deserved. Presented to Jason Gonter, Community Recognition Certificate for your alertness and actions at a vehicle fire on Woodbury-Turnsville Road on April 9th, 2018. Your prompt recognition of the situation resulted in a complete and successful outcome. Congratulations. Thank you.
We wanted to make this special for you, and that's why we asked Michelle and the kids to be here. And we really appreciate you guys coming out for this tonight. Daddy's something special. He really is. He really did. He showed us how special he is. And I just appreciate everybody coming out. Can we also get a picture with you?
Next meeting.
All right, we'll be taking a 5-minute recess. Okay, folks, we can get back to the meeting. Can I get approval for the bill list for May 23rd, 2018?
Make a motion.
With an additional, there was an additional amendment to that, Mr. President, so just so you know.
All right. Make a motion for the bill list for May 23rd, 2018 with addendum.
A second. Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
That was a yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Okay, approval of regular minutes for May 9th, 2018. Motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for May 19th.
A second?
I'm sorry, May 9th.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
That was a yes. Mr. Perry?
Yes. Okay, moving on to the 2018 budget. We have a presentation by Mayor Joanne Gattinelli.
Good evening. I'm back. Here I am again. I just want to go over a few things in reference to the budget itself and give you a little information as to what's going on around the town again. As I had said at the time the budget was introduced, I'm pleased to announce that for the second consecutive year, the 2018 budget for Washington Township proposes no municipal tax increase without any reduction in municipal services. In fact, municipal services are being enhanced in order to improve the quality of life that Washington Township residents expect and deserve. A substantial amount of work has gone into preparation of this budget, including extensive meetings with each and every department head, small budget workshops, and an open public hearing. I want to thank all of our department heads, and in particular Jason Gonter, our business administrator, and Colette Bakich, our Chief Financial Officer, for all the hard work that went into the budget preparation. I also want to thank all the members of council for their participation in the budget process. Thank you. Township public safety is and will remain a top priority. We have entered into a shared services agreement with the Township Board of Education to hire additional school resource officers to increase the safety of our schools for our children, teachers, and staff. Throughout 2017 and 18, 5 police officers have left through attrition. I am pleased to report that we are replacing those 5 police officers and adding 1 additional patrolman to create more of a police presence on our streets. We have also purchased 10 new fully outfitted police vehicles and are funding improvements to the police administration building. I am dedicated to allocating resources to increase the safety of our residents. I also want to thank Chief Gersick for all his efforts and initiatives in community policing, from National Night Out, updating the DARE program, and all the events that he has implemented. With respect to the economic development, we have a number of redevelopment projects in various stages, which will bring new business to the township. This year, we successfully launched the Shop Washington Township program. This program is growing each week. It is a fantastic way to market for merchants and also a huge benefit to the Washington Township community. By joining this program, merchants are able to thank their loyal customers for frequenting their business by offering a discount for shopping at their place of business, as well as residents receiving a credit toward their real estate taxes. Another program which we initiated this year is Washington Township Saves Lives. The goal of this program is to reduce drunk driving accidents and fatalities by giving residents alternative options to get home safely. This program is fully funded by a non-for-profit entity, and no taxpayer funds are being used. The program will give a free Uber ride for any Washington Township resident from a participating Washington Township bar or restaurant to their home. We have already seen a decrease in DWI arrests of Township residents since the program was started several months ago. Each day, in every way, we are improving the township for our residents. We continue to make upgrades to our park system, the continuation of our roads program, the municipal golf course, and at Public Works. We continue to connect with residents in ways that we have never done before, including the Washington Township One application, which residents can use their smartphones to access township information and programs. We are currently working with our tax office and foreclosure attorney to reduce the amount of abandoned and foreclosed homes in the community. We also have partnered with the Board of Education to improve our youth sports, athletic fields, and recreation facilities. There are so many other programs which I have mentioned before that we are working on every day to improve the quality of life for our residents. In closing, it has been my honor to serve the residents of Washington Township since taking office last January. It is also an honor to serve with members of council and all of our township employees and volunteers in making Washington Township a better place to live. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to those here in the audience and to our residents watching at home. I am happy to also provide the 2018 Washington Township budget to council, which represents the second consecutive year of no tax increase. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Resolution 117, resolution authorizing the introduced 2018 municipal budget to be read by title only. Motion to approve.
Make that motion.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Resolution 135, resolution for public hearing on the introduced 2018 municipal budget. Motion to open to the public hearing on resolution. Why is the resolution number different?
That's the right number, sir.
Okay. Resolution 119,
No, it's 135.
135. Apologizing. Got a typo here.
Make the motion to open to the public for public hearing on the budget.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, we're now open to the public for the public hearing. Anybody from the public wishing to speak on this?
Make a motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Resolution 118, resolution to amend the introduced 2018 budget. Motion to approve.
Make that motion.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a yes.
I didn't hear it clearly, I'm sorry. Mr. Perry?
Yes. Resolution, excuse me, Resolution 119, resolution adopting the 2018 municipal budget as amended. Motion to approve
Make that-
Resolution 119.
Make a motion for resolution 119.
Second. Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Okay, budget has been approved, right?
It's been approved. The budget has been approved.
All right. Moving on to ordinances. Ordinance 10, ordinance amending Chapter 285 of the Washington Township Code entitled Zoning. This ordinance is up for adoption. Motion to open to the public.
Make that motion.
Do I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. We are now open to the public to, on this ordinance. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Gattinelli.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm sorry. I didn't shift it around. Oh, we got the captain coming.
All right.
You gotta go.
Can you state your name and your address?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Maxine Cangelos, 911 Whitman Drive. In reference to this ordinance 0010-218, specifically where they want to change the zoning, it's not marked as such, but part of this change would be to have being able to park a boat on the side of one's property. And I feel very strongly about that. I'll read what I wrote. I do better that way. It says, Ordinance 285-199, which is in effect now, allows boats to be parked in the rear of a residential property. I have been informed by the zoning officer that there is a proposed ordinance, which this is 0010, change that would allow boats to be parked on the side of one's property. Please do not permit this change to be enacted and to consider that boats may be 8 foot wide. Add the trailer and fenders and tires, width can be 9 foot plus. With lots that are 10 to 10.5 feet from house to property line, there is no room to accommodate such a large fixture as a boat. This is a residential neighborhood, not a marina. There are over 800 homes in Whitman Square. The average lot here is less than 1/4 acre, and as are the lots in other older residential sections of the neighborhood, of the township. The lots are too small to have boats parked on the side of the property. If this ordinance passes, I would have a beautiful view of a boat from my bedroom window. Boats can be 20 to 30 feet long and approximately 12 foot in height. I am sure any of the council members would not like to view this from their homes. My interpretation of the law is that we have ordinance to protect our environment, not detract their appearance and value. We desperately need to improve the appearance of this township. I also feel that with the small size of the lots in this development and the other older developments in the township, having boats and trailers on the side of the property would also impede fire emergencies should they arise in a resident's backyard. I appeal to all members of the council to veto any changes to this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak on this ordinance? Seeing no one, motion to close.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
So, looking at this ordinance, I know Maxine,
This is the motion to close the public.
Motion to move.
oh, I thought we were,
There was an issue discussion,
I'm sorry.
and then they moved
I
the
thought we
motion,
said
sir.
aye. Motion, yes, close to the public. My apologies.
That's all right.
Ms. Pasqualone?
No.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay.
Now we go
To adopt.
Got it.
to adopt.
Sorry about that.
Motion to adopt the ordinance 10. I get a motion. Losing my train of thought here. I get a motion to adopt
I'll make the motion.
ordinance 10. Second. Any discussion on it?
Now if you want discussion, sir.
Yeah, so, Maxine, we had talked somewhat at length here, or in the past, we've talked about this, and over your emails, I've reviewed them. I don't think more people are going to go out and buy boats if we pass this. And the picture you showed me, no one will be allowed to post a boat in that location. So I think to take into account somebody's property and to some degree, I don't know that we're really retracting all that much value from it to allow residents to park their boats. We just don't have that many boats in town. So I'm actually relatively comfortable with doing this. I would be open to reviewing it had it become a giant issue, but I just don't foresee that happening based on what I've seen in other towns and what they do. I believe we have one of the most strict policies with this in all of South Jersey. So I'm for this ordinance.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
No.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, ordinance 11, amending Chapter 164 of the Washington Township Code. This ordinance is for introduction only. Motion to introduce.
Make that motion.
I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Public hearing adoption will be held on June 27, 2018.
Motion passes, ordinance passes, was introduced.
Ordinance 12, amending Chapter 172 of the Washington Township Code. This ordinance is for introduction only. Motion to introduce.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to Stuart for helping me get this off the ground. This is something that I've been working on for a little while with help from a few residents. Essentially, this is establishing a no-knock list for the whole township, so if you don't want to be bothered by solicitors or peddlers that are coming around for a variety of different reasons, you'll be able to register with the clerk's office and get a sticker to put in your window so that no one can come up and bother you. If they do, they would be subject to fine. So I think this is a good thing for Washington Township based on, it puts senior citizens at risk. They're always the target of some of these types of scams or gypsies. I see it in my job at least, so I really think this is something important to get on the books in Washington Township.
Okay, roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Public hearing and adoption will be on June 27, 2018. Moving on to resolutions. The following resolutions are by consent agenda and only require a vote for all listed. Each one must be read separate by title. If any member of the council wishes to have one removed and heard separately, they need to indicate so prior to me reading these titles. Anyone have anything that... Okay, here we go. Resolution 120, resolution approving the liquor license for the Whitman Diner. Resolution 121, resolution approving the liquor license for Brick Township Pubs Incorporated, TGI Friday Restaurant. Resolution 122, resolution approving the liquor license for Delsey Corner Beverage Company, LLC. Resolution 123, resolution approving the liquor license for AJP Enterprises, LLC, TAPL, Wheelahans. Resolution for amended Resolution 124, resolution for amended safe and secure grants for 2015. Resolution 125, resolution for amended safe and secure grants for 2016 and 2017. Resolution 126, resolution authorizing the Township of Washington to solicit bids for the demolition of an unsafe structure. Resolution 127, resolution for shared services agreement with Gloucester County for movie night. Resolution 128, resolution approving massage license for waxations. Resolution 129, resolution approving a reduction in the performance bond for Whitman Square Urban Renewal LLC project 0818P 428-I2.
That's Washington Square, sir.
Washington Square. I'm having a rough night tonight. Resolution 130, resolution approving a reduction in the performance bond for Washington Square Urban Renewal LLC project 0818P 428.13 assisted living. Resolution 131, resolution approving reduction in the performance bond for Washington Square Urban Renewal LLC project 0818P 428 Resolution 132, resolution approving large gathering application for GPS Incorporated. Resolution 133, resolution appointing an economic development consultant.
Mr. Perry, on that, we should just probably place the name in the record, and the name on the resolution is Nancy, and I hope I don't butcher it, Mazzacchio?
Mazzocchio.
Mazzacchio, Nancy Mazzacchio. Thank you. Sorry about that, Nancy.
Third time's a charm.
Resolution 136, resolution approving the renewal of Greenwood Park Fells Lake Community Club liquor license. Resolution 137, resolution approving the renewal of Apple, New Jersey LLC liquor license in Washington Township. Resolution 138, resolution amending the regular meeting dates for the Township of Washington by canceling certain meetings. Motion to approve resolutions 120 to 133 and 136 to 137. They get a motion?
Make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
And 130.
And 138.
And 138.
I'll second that.
Ms. Pasqualone made the motion. Longfellow second.
If I may, before we close, I just want to put out there that Resolution 132 is for a wine fest, which will take place on June 23rd and 24th in Washington Lake Park. And 126 is for the demolition of Watson's Turkey Farm, which is something that is, I think, very important to, and it's something everyone wants to see happen in Washington Township. So,
And Mr. President,
thank you.
announce the meetings that we are canceling again.
Okay. The meetings that we will be canceling are for June 13th, July 11th, and August 8th. Any discussion on it? We have the motion, we have a second.
Yes.
Roll call?
Ms. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Longfellow?
Yes.
Ms. Pasqualone?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes. Okay, moving on to old business. Do you have anything?
No old business at this time. I guess it's somewhat old business, but good job with the budget, everyone. Thank you for all the time you put in to all members of the administration. This is the third year in a row. I know it's 2 years that the mayor's been here, but it's the third year in a row council in Washington Township has been able to maintain no municipal increase, and I think that's what we're all here to do, is to make sure that the money stays in the residents' pockets while still providing Class A services to them. So thanks to everyone who worked so hard and tirelessly to get this done.
Danny, do you have any old business?
I don't, and I don't have, and Angela's going to share the new business, so just loud and clear.
Okay, Angela, you have any old business?
No.
Anyone else? I have a bit of old business. I was remiss at the last meeting to announce this, and I want to thank Mr. Davis for bringing it to my attention. But on May 15th, it was National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and we neglected to say it. Also, on top of that was National Police Week. So I want to say sorry I didn't let you know, but we are thanking you, and thank you all for the job you do out there. And thank you, Bob, for reminding me. Okay, moving on to new business. Okay?
No business. I'll have one report.
Okay. Got anything? Just for new business, we have the Memorial Day services on Monday at 11 a.m. at the Veterans Park. And that's all I have. Go ahead.
Reports or new business?
Reports.
All right, so just first kind of piggybacking off of what Sean was saying about the budget, we just, Dana and I wanted to thank the mayor and Jason and obviously Robin and the members of the Economic Development Board. This was our fourth time going out for the RFP for looking for an economic development consultant, and appreciate council's vote on hiring our new member to the community, and we're looking forward to putting our best foot forward and putting some new businesses in and shaping up what we need to do. So I just wanted to thank everyone for their hard work on that.
Absolutely.
Yes, so on Sunday, June 3rd, at 3 p.m. at the Old Stone House Village. Music Meets History. This is a presentation with the Washington Township Historic Preservation Committee and Music at Bunker Hill. It's an 18th century works of Bach and Tellman. If you're interested, tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for students. You can visit music@bunkerhill.org for tickets and more information. In addition to that, I'd also like to just bring attention to the Environmental Commission. Just wrapped up Earth Month, essentially. I know it's just one day, but the Environmental Commission takes its time to plan events for the whole month at the library, throughout Washington Township, at the parks, to bring awareness to some of the things going on. It was very successful. A lot of people came out to a number of different events, and just want to thank Vicki, Leon, and everyone else on the Environmental Commission for all the work that they did.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
I just wanted to say for Lisa Collins and the rest of Public Works, they did a successful job at Super Saturday. It was packed. They had wonderful vendors there. It was a great crowd, beautiful weather for once. And then just because we don't have a meeting for quite some time, on Saturday at the park, Saturday, June 2nd, there will be a Relay for Life. You can get more information from Lisa Collins. On Friday, June 8th, there will be a movie in the park. On Friday, June 8th, movie in the park. Saturday, June 9th is the Washington Township Police Department Bike Rodeo. And that is all. Oh, the Shred Day event?
June 9th.
June 9th.
Yeah.
Shred Day event, June 9th, 9 a.m. to 12 noon here at the Municipal Building. And then Sean had already mentioned the wine festivals, so.
Okay. Chief, when does the Cops and Bobbers start?
Thursdays in June,
Okay.
every Thursday.
All right, so every Thursday in June at the Veterans Park, we'll be having bobbing with the cops. It's Cops and Bobbers.
Cops and
I tell you what.
Doing apples or?
Don't fly. Don't come back from a trip at 3:30 in the morning. It's, it catches you. I got jet lag. It's fishing. Last year it was fishing with the cops. This year it's Cops and Bobbers, and it's fishing on Thursday nights at the Veterans Park. So that'll be starting. And then
Could you repeat that? I missed that. Okay.
I don't even want to attempt it. I can't even read my own handwriting.
I got it. Thank you, Joseph.
And just a reminder that on Monday, May 28th, we'll be having the Veterans Day services at the park again. So, thank you. Anybody else? Because I don't want to. I'm done.
I can report. Thanks, Joe. With the weather finally turning, we're able to proceed with some of our planned roadway and infrastructure projects needed to maintain and improve township facilities, starting with hazardous tree removal underway and to be followed by ADA compliance and concrete safety upgrades. We will see some of our road repaving work completed this June and more to follow through the summer and early fall. The improvements have been coordinated with the schools, police, and Public Works to minimize impact on residents, but please bear in mind that construction is messy. Please be patient with this as we make these improvements. If you have any questions, you can certainly contact the Office of Public Works or my office at any time. Aside from individual development streets, that are planned, we are excited this season to be repaving Sewell Road and a portion of East Holly Road nearby the firehouse and the football complex. As highly traveled roads, there will be some driving inconvenience while the work is completed, but there will be a huge benefit for all travelers. We are waiting on exact dates, but we expect that the work to be completed in late June or July. As the schedule is set, more notifications will be sent out and the dates will be placed on the township website. Early in the year, I know many of you saw the Whitman Drive retaining wall improvements, which was much-needed structural upgrade to one of our highly traveled municipal roads. After living with the inconvenience, we were happy to receive compliments on the completed work. I hope that as future works proceeds, you can see the focus we have placed on catching up with older failures and proactively addressing safety infrastructure needs to be cost-effective and user-friendly. After acquiring access agreements and state permits, we are also moving forward with erosion improvements off Barkley and Cedar Brook and various stormwater system failures that have been identified. We have also conducted an inspection and mapping of stormwater outfalls throughout the township to help us identify failures early and budget accordingly. These best practices will help minimize costs and do our best to protect our infrastructure. I am happy to report that the township and the school board have been able to work together on a shared services agreement to replace the high school practice turf field. This will provide continued expanded usage for scholastic and recreation-based sports. The field will be lined with multi-use striping as current to include football, soccer, lacrosse, and with added striping for field hockey. This work will begin in June and be available for our fall sports. We are excited to see these improvements effectively and responsibly completed without an increase to taxes. We are also excited for more projects to follow as the year progresses. There are more good things happening that I can list tonight, but stay tuned for more reports to follow. I am pleased to report that we have had our latest auction through J.J. Kane of police vehicles and public works equipment that resulted proceeds of $10,350. The administration will continue to work diligently on the fleet management program we started last year to ensure older vehicles are repurposed or auctioned off to reduce costs to taxpayers. On May 10th, I was pleased to attend the luncheon at the Senior Center, which was hosted and sponsored by the Washington Township Police Department. I was happy to bring along the dessert for the luncheon, which included a cake to also celebrate a 101st birthday for one of the members of the Senior Center. The officers, Chief Gersick, and I were more than happy to sing happy birthday to this lovely woman, as 101 is such a wonderful feat. I was glad to walk around and speak with the members of the center and discuss some new initiatives in Washington Township. It was a fantastic day at the center, and I would like to thank Chief Gersick and the rest of the police department for sponsoring such a fun event for the seniors of our town. I know they thoroughly enjoyed themselves and greatly appreciated all our efforts in putting this event together for them. And last, I just want to go over our Washington Township app. There's categories in here pretty much for all. It's easy to download. If you haven't done that already, I'm going to encourage you to do that. There's some great information in there and easy contact. So for those that see something within the town that needs our attention, you can certainly put that through the app, and it's easy access. The first category labeled is offers. So we're working on adding coupons from the merchants in town. So you'll see that. We are working with them at this time. We're looking to upload that so that we have our coupons in there. Second category is labeled news. So residents can read about alerts that come directly from the township website, which also reading from our township Facebook, fire department's Facebook page, and also the Washington Township Sun's Facebook page. My weekly mayor's message can be accessed from the Washington Township Sun, the Sun's Facebook page. You'll also find articles from Gloucester County. The third category is the events category, which will upload, that'll be the calendar itself. Residents can access scheduled upcoming events, council meetings, along with all committee and board meetings. Fourth category is for the Merchants of Washington Township program. You'll find their website, phone number, address, and tax rebate information, so the percentage will be listed there on their offering. Next, you will identify the notify category, which allows residents to email hazardous items or concerns around the township, such as potholes, broken signs, trash not being picked up, and much more. When you type out your concern and send it, the message will go directly to the Department of Public Works. They'll be able to address the concerns in a timely manner. And then finally, you'll find the Washington Township Save Lives category. This category explains how the Save Lives program works and instructions on how to use the Uber application for these free rides from home from bars and restaurants that serve alcohol. Thank you.
We'll move on to public participation. Please follow the public decorum posted, which has also been attached to the public agenda, and limit your comments to 5 minutes. Once you have completed your comments or questions, please take a seat. Council President will then ask if any member of the governing body or the designee wishes to address your comments or questions asked by the person who just spoke. A motion to open to the public.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are now open to the public.
Rich Bennett. Okay, Rich Bennett, 11 Eclipse. And thank the mayor for coming to my Boy Scout meeting last week, helping with some rank advancements and some community citizenship and community merit badge. Do appreciate her coming out.
Thank you.
Also concerned about if we want our council to learn, I think that you as an administration should train the council on Robert's rules. And I think it's something, just like you have to go to school for something, I think people should be given like a session to sit down and learn about Robert's rules and how it pertains to how they do their job, and how they perform, here at the council meeting. And the last part is, real quick, is Watson's. Do we own Watson's turkey place, and are we going to make a profit off of demolishing that?
So I can address, if Council President wants, the last comment, if you'd like. We do not own Watson's Turkey. It's owned privately by a company named Ervil Realty. After they were notified by the construction official that they were in violation of our construction and housing and actually building code unsafe structure, there was a demolition hearing that was conducted several weeks ago. An order was issued to demolish that building. They have not responded to that. So it is our obligation to move forward, and tonight a resolution was adopted authorizing our township engineer to prepare bid specifications to go out to bid to hire a demolition company to demolish that building. So it's really not a profit situation, but the cost of doing all this will wind up being a lien against the property in the same way that taxes or unpaid taxes are a lien against the property. And the idea is to take that unsafe structure down for the public safety, clear the lot, and if anybody buys that property, it's going to be subject to the lien, the demolition lien, as well as any other unpaid taxes and assessments. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else from the public?
Township Council, good evening. Ralph Campana, 2 Pear Tree Place. I'm sorry I missed the last meeting. I was on vacation. At 5:07, I looked at the clock. I was eating dinner with my wife, and I said, I think I'm missing an important meeting. On to today's business. First of all, I'd like to thank the mayor, and I'd like to thank the administration. East Holly Avenue is a long time. That road is needed to be done. Thank you for getting that done. That road is used a little bit more than we probably think, but it's a pretty busy road. The Save Lives, I had mentioned before, people drinking and having a good time and getting rides. That is probably the greatest thing I've really appreciated in the township. Not that I'm a drinker, but I am out sometimes at nighttime, and I feel a lot safer knowing that with everybody having a good time, a lot of people are taking advantage of the program. That's a great program. I have a few things that I'm concerned about that I had mentioned in the past. Something came across my TV. I don't know if it was last night or the night before. I'm watching, and I don't watch a lot of commercials like everyone else. You try to flip around. And I noticed Mayor. He is a Gloucester Township mayor. His name happens to be Mayor. So Mr. Mayor was advertising that Gloucester Township is open for businesses. They're trying to attract businesses into the township. They're going to try to make it easy for them. And I wasn't really paying close attention to it till he said that. And I said, wow, that rings a little bell. I had mentioned 3 meetings ago, and I got no response from the council after I sat down. If there was a way we can streamline some of the business permit applications, maybe use some additional funds to try to lower the cost of doing business, starting up a business. Not necessarily tax abatements, I know that's a sore subject, but helping businesses get started, up and running a little bit faster. I know we've tried a lot of things in the past, but it seems like Gloucester Township might be ahead of us again, and I don't want them to steal any businesses from us if we can possibly get on top of that. a little bit earlier, a woman had stood up, and I apologize, I don't know her name, and she was mentioning about the issue that one of the council members had mentioned about boats, alongside houses and everything. It's an eyesore. Well, I'm retired, and I drive through the township a lot during the day, and I notice there are boats parked in the street all winter. All winter, there's boats parked in the street, and they have tags on them. I guess they're insured or whatnot. But I was under the impression that boats aren't allowed to be parked in the street. I think and I don't own a boat and I don't own a trailer, but if I owned a boat and I owned a trailer and I had the money to have, that expense, you got to get it stored. I mean, to have it in a residential neighborhood in the street or alongside houses, it's just an eyesore. Let's face it, I had work done on my house. I had to get a permit to get a dumpster. They wouldn't allow me to have it in the street for one day. I called the town and they said, no, it is not permitted. I said, but why? Now I have to park it on my driveway and it's going to bust the concrete. They said, they're the rules. I did what they told me, and now the concrete in my driveway is broken. So be it, but they're the rules. But I just think that there's a reason for everything, and I think to try to keep the town looking nice, I think they're just to make it a little tougher for people, not to increase an expense on the public, but if you have a 30-foot trailer, you can't keep it parked in the driveway all winter. It's just starting to look unsightly, and we already have enough problems with empty homes. But anyway, I just wanted to express my opinion on certain things. Hopefully you'll see my way or some ideas maybe come out of something that I'm saying, and you can move forward with it. And again, thanks for the mayor and everyone for coming up with some great ideas as far as getting some of the roads fixed. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to add on the side with Gloucester Township and what they're doing. We did just approve to hire our economic development consultant, so we're working on making those processes easier for businesses so that businesses think that we are more business friendly. We have that reputation that we're not business friendly, but in fact we are. We just have to put that out there more, and hopefully with our new consultant we'll be able to, like I said, put our best foot forward, start making the processes a lot more easier for them, cutting down on additional costs that aren't really that necessary, and different steps that we can take out to make it easier for someone to open their businesses. So hopefully within the next few months we're able to see a nice change in that.
Okay, anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Seeing no one, make a motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll now be going into an executive session. How long do you think it'll last, Stuart?
I told the attorney no more than 30 minutes, which that's the latest it'll be, so hopefully it'll be sooner. But
Okay.
expect approximately 15 to 30 minutes, Mr. Council
right.
President.
And after the executive session, council may take action. It's on Resolution 134, resolution authorize executive session for litigation for affordable housing matter. Motion to approve the executive session?
Did we approve the resolution already, Leo?
Oh, no.
That's what he
Okay.
said.
Motion.
Second? To go, okay.
Motion to approve the resolution and
Make
to
a
go
motion to
into
approve
executive session.
134.
Yep, did
Yes.
that.
Good, okay.
I motion, June 2nd.
Outstanding.
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
Aye.
All right. We're going in executive session.
All right, we'll be back.